So from there all the way to that other side over there, it took out that whole I was not planning on this. This is the spark plug that is out of number 5 that was a burnt wire. Look at that spark plug. Here's what a normal plug's looking like, and yeah, it's pig fat. See that gap? No gap. Smashed. I'm gonna hook up my little camera and we're going inside that cylinder. Guys, I'm hoping it just kissed the piston and we didn't let's take a look. All right, so we got our trusty little camera set up. I'm gonna put this sucker into the spark plug hole. I'm gonna try to hold you guys on the camera while I'm trying to do this at the same time. Am I in? Am I in? Oop, there we go. Oh. Wait a minute. Oh. Uh-oh. Oh, that's gone. That is freaking, oh my God. Oh boy. So there's your ring pack right there against the wall. Oh man. So from there all the way to that other side over there, it took out that whole ear. Oh man, that's cooked. I gotta make me a phone call and break the news. Oh. Well, happy Saturday. We have got a change of plans for sure. Now that I got off the phone with Joe this morning and we just kind of redid some things and went over a few things, I'm gonna do my best to get this motor out of the car, pulled apart so we can see how much damage is actually done besides that crescent moon shape taken out of the piston there. So at that point, I want to see the cylinder head. Hopefully we didn't damage the head, bend the valve, send shrapnel up there. It might be cosmetic, it might not be. Is the block okay, etc. All the things that you guys are thinking of, I want to put an answer to in this episode. Then from there, Joe expressed how bad he wants to get the car back on the road because it's the end of the season. We're here in Michigan. Also, this is not my main job. I only come here on the weekends. Sometimes I might make it on a Wednesday, but most of the time it's just on the weekends, and I try to spend, let's just say about 10 hours each day here. So it's about 20 hours a week that I'm here working on people's cars. I wish it was full-time, and with your guys' help, with that share, like, subscribe, yes, you can make a big difference in muscle car custom garage. Anyways, yes, it'd be great to do this for a living. But not happening. This is what we're moving on. And at that point, he wants to get it done kind of quick. And you guys know, to do a short block, just a short block, machine work and getting everything together, pull this motor out, slap what's usable, buy what you need, put it on the test stand, break the new cam in, because it's a hydraulic flat tap it, break the new cam in, put it in the car. We're talking it's Halloween. You know what I mean? At that point, we're in middle of October and it's Halloween. Are you trying to bust your butt to that point to be able to just drive the car for a couple of weeks? Let's do what we initially were planning, which was building this combination up into like a phase 2 combination. Well, phase 2 might be happening now instead of like at Christmas time. So we got to figure this out, and that's what we're going to do. I'm just getting done eating up on lunch, and I'm sitting here and I'm looking at this thing, and you guys, I know some of you guys out there, you have to, do it this way on the ground, jack stands and all that stuff, but boy, I tell you what, I missed that lift. We just had the thing up in the air, we just got done doing the transmission and all this stuff. I'm sitting there and I'm laughing at it going, went through all that, got it up on the lift, did all that stuff, and Schuler's car right now is up on the lift, so it just is what it is. But I'm looking at this thing, crawling underneath, and then coming out, and you got to do that one leg snap to like set yourself back up because like your back's hurting, and just, oh man. I wish I had the lift right now. I am already over this, and I'm just getting the exhaust out, drive shaft out, disconnecting the transmission shifter cable and all that, and we're just going to pull the motor and transmission all in one lump sum, pull it out, and then I'll take everything apart here, put it on like a little roll around cart or something like that. But God, I hate being on my back. I'd rather be up in the lift. So we ended up getting the motor out of the car, as you guys can see. We are going to try to at least pull the intake off and maybe this side of the cylinder head off, this side of the cylinder head. This cylinder head on this side, we're going to pull that off. Yes, we are. We want to take a look at that piston, draining the oil right now, and we'll dig into it a little bit more tomorrow. But for tonight, Saturday night, for you guys, we wanted to at least see what that thing looks like. So let's dive in. We got the cylinder head off, and this is what we are looking at, you guys. Yep, that is gone. Put it down in the comments. What do you think caused that piston to pop like that? Was it when we had it down at the track and ran it on 150 shot of nitrous? Well, I can say this. He drove it around town for weeks later. So we really don't know. But put it down in the comments. Let me know what you guys think would possibly cause this. So there's that. Yeah, isn't that pretty?
You do pretty good aluminum welding.
Yeah, I'll just goob that back up. And then here's the cylinder head. And there it is. We got some bent valves. I don't see any shrapnel or anything in the head. I mean, it's smacked pretty good right in here, but I think we can possibly just surface the head. It's going to need 2 new valves, but it's not terrible. We're going to see what the other side is, see if there's anything bad with that. So this is as far as we're going on Saturday. I will see you guys here Sunday, so I'll see you in probably the next 10 seconds here. But me, Nick, and the girls, we're going to go out and go have a fun night tonight. And it's pretty late, but we wanted to at least see the damage and what's going on. So, boy, we'll get the pan off, we'll see the rest of it, and let's see what's salvageable. We'll see if the block is cracked. Who knows, but see you in a second. Well, happy Sunday, everybody. Hope you guys had a good time. I had myself a good time last night on my little double date with Schuler and his wife. We tried one of those escape rooms, and if you guys haven't tried it, they're actually kind of fun. But it was nice to kind of get away, do something a little different than, the hot rods and all that stuff. I mean, hot rods are always on my mind. But we had a good time, got myself a little haircut. And so we are just cruising ourselves. It's just me and an empty bag of McDonald's over there. But just cruising on in, man. We're going to take that oil pan off, see what kind of damage is on the bottom end. Maybe the crank is still salvageable. Don't really know yet, so We're gonna find out. I know I have to give Joe a call today to give him the lowdown, so you guys are gonna honestly find out before he does. And we're just gonna, are we gonna stick with a 383? Are we gonna maybe try to go to a 406? Possibly a big block, you know, sell some of the parts, and who knows. But we are here, and I tell you what, let's get ourselves inside. All right, so here we are in the barn, ready to rock and roll. And if you notice, whoa, I got myself a shirt. Oh yeah, looking good. Oh. This is the first one. It's just kind of I've had some comments of people going, dude, you need to make a shirt, you need to make a shirt. And I was like, I started thinking about it. I was like, it'd kind of be fun to do something. So we ended up making this one. No, I don't have them up on merch and all this stuff, but I was thinking about maybe starting to do some shirts and maybe doing some ball caps. So you guys hit me down in the comments if you think it's a good idea or I should wait. Now let's get moving on to the 383. Obviously what we got to do is we got to tear apart all the front nose of this, pull this cylinder head off, and I'm just going to do this underneath the time lapse because you guys will be bored out of your mind just sitting here like, oh wow, let's get some popcorn and watch a motor get disassembled. I'm not going to do that to you. Well, I'm going to do that to you, but I'm going to do it at a very fast time. If something pops up like another freaking crescent moon broken piston, I'll stop it and we'll check it out. But let's get this thing blasted apart. Wait a minute, not blasted apart, because you know the piston went boom and it exploded and it blasted. I want to take it apart. I want to disassemble the motor. Disassemble. Not disassemble, Johnny 5. Now, some of you might be asking yourselves, why did you take this off sideways? Why didn't you just flip the thing upside down, take the oil pan off like everybody normally does? Reason why is because if there's any debris inside that pan, I don't want it going back inside the motor. I want to be able to catch it, look at it, and see how much ended up in the pan. Plus, when you're disassembling stuff and you have those small shavings and things like that, you know, you might get cut, you might get a little pricker, but in all honesty, it's for that purpose of being able to actually see what's in the bottom of the pan. And if there's any big chunks and stuff like that, it's easy for disassembly later on when you do flip it the right way up. So that's the reason why I did it. Do I notice anything? There is some chunks in the pan. I don't see anything so far of wiping out a cylinder down at the bottom or, you know, catching something, dragging it and anything like that. Don't see it yet. So let's get this thing upright and then we'll take a deeper dive and see what this looks like. Pretty much any engine builder is going to agree on this one. One of the worst things that you got to do that just suck is pulling off a harmonic balancer. Doesn't matter the best gadgets and gadgets you got. I've seen hydraulic presses. I mean, that's probably the best. But just, it's like, man, I got to pull a freaking balancer off. It's either going to like make or break your day, where you fight with it and you're breaking bolts and snapping this and popping that. It's just, ugh. I just hate taking off the balancer. So what are you looking at? You are looking inside the bore of number 5. Up here, I'm going to stick my finger in there. Boop, right here is the deck surface. You can see, there we be. See that crack going down from there? It's basically like a big long T. That's what we got going on. Initially, what I saw was this big long scratch going up right there. But when I saw that, I thought, hey, when it grenaded, it just simply, here, let me grab you. It just simply, you know, gouged and really, you know, made it nasty. Well, then I'm kind of feeling around like you do, and I could feel like a high spot, low spot. Immediately when I saw that, I thought, oh boy, grab a Sharpie, put it in there, wipe it off. It's going to tell you what's going on in there. Instantly, you can see where the crack popped up, and that's what you guys were looking at. So we would either have to sleeve the block and maybe go 40 over, because the rest of the bores don't look bad, but they need to be touched up, and we already touched them up once, so it might have to go 40 over and sleeve it. Or we find another block, maybe a 4-bolt main, something a little bit stronger. We got options. I'll go over this with Joe to see what he wants to do. And looking at parts, the heads are still usable. I got to fix them. We got to do some valve repair, but they're still usable. The cranks reusable. The rods, I think we could reuse them, but they are a 3/8 rod bolt, and I'd like to put something in it that's like a 7/16 rod bolt and a forged piston instead of these Keith Black Hyper-Eutectic pistons. And speaking of pistons, hopefully you guys put some stuff down in the comments. I'll check that out. I am going to show you the piston and what I think happened and what caused this problem. So let's take a look at that. So here's the piston. Here's my thought on the whole thing. If you look here on this portion of it, you'll notice that there is a crack going all the way down, all the way to the pin. Also, if you look at how the brake is, that's not a burn. That is snapped off. That is an impact point. That is something right here walloping the top of that piston with enough force to crack it through here. Again, like I said, that's not a burn. That's a break. So, what are one of the things we don't like doing with any form of a hydraulic cam, especially hydraulic flat tappet? What happens when you spin them too hard? Valve float. Okay, let's go into this. What if he's sitting there doing these burnouts with everybody? Second gear, boom, goes bye-bye. The thing zings all the way up to the rev limiter, which is, I believe, 7 grand, 7,200. We get some valve float, wham! We end up smacking that valve against that piston, taking that chunk right out of there with enough hit to cause that problem to happen. If you remember the spark plug as well, that spark plug was jammed completely flat as well. So I'm thinking that we had a problem with valve float, and it just hung open, kissed the piston, broke this chunk off, and that is the story. It was not under nitrous, and it was during a burnout when all of a sudden the transmission went boom and the motor went zing. That's my thoughts. Let me know what it is that you guys think it could possibly be in the comments down below. So this is going to be it for this episode. Schuler is out right now dropping his transmission off over at Randy's. So this next episode we'll get some answers on what exactly happened. I'll give you guys some answers on what's going to be the new combination. What are we going to actually do, a cheap date? What's the plan forward? We got the black car that's going to get a little bit of work on. There's still some parts over at Steve's. I'm going to be bringing them some more to do this new motor, but hopefully we'll be getting the cylinder heads back here pretty quick for the LT1 Nomad motor. We've got a whole lot of stuff coming for you guys, all right? So make sure you hit that share, that like, the subscribe, and like always, hope to see you at the track, hope to see you at a car show, and wrenching on those hot rods. See ya.